morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you all know, me and my team is here to present on the topic Human Rights and Age of Inequalities. It's me, Valerie, with my teammates Sejana, Anambika, Virendra, Prakash, and Bharti. First of all, I would like to thank our respected and trustable sir, Mr. Ghanshyam Bhatta sir, for giving us this opportunity. It's our privilege to have such a dynamic personality with us. As we all know, he is a multi-dimensional teacher who not only guides us or teach us, but help us and show each and every circumstances and thoughts of students. As we all have experienced many teachers in our life, but I want to express my eternal thought towards our respected sir, what a different way he has. Almighty always showers such a talent in the world. Now, moving to the topic, have you ever heard about human rights? I think you all have. But after this presentation, you will be more clear about this topic. So, I expect you all to be concentrated throughout the presentation because I know this topic definitely hit your mind. So, please, I request everyone be concentrated and you will definitely get the theme of this story. I know you might feel bored listening the same thing in every presentation, but here in this presentation, you will find something different. So, be with us as a good listener. Now moving to the content. Here in the presentation we will discuss about the introduction and its background, summary of the essay, issue raised, and issue raised means the theme of this presentation, present context of the world in Nepal, important questions and queries from audience and the end of the stage. Now I would like to leave the floor for my fellow members.
Thank you, Valerie. Without any procrastinations, let's continue the session. The essay Human Rights and the Age of Inequality was written by Samuel Moyn. He is German Smith professor of history and professor at the Harvard University. As the writer began the essay with a parable. Parable means a short and simple story which illustrates the moral and spiritual lesson. Here you go with the cartoon pics which visualize the background of the story. In this essay, the Samuel Moyn tries to connect the main story by telling a short story which he has taken from the king of Plaria, whose name is Croesus. Croesus is wealthy and has a noble too, as he doesn't want to see the people suffering. However, he has one weakness, that is, he doesn't want to share his wealth in order to remove the suffering of people. He has accumulated all his wealth for himself. Later on, the Persian king Cyrus the Great and his army took over all his wealth, and later on, Samuel tries to connect this with the present context. The present-day human rights regime and the movement are simply not equipped to challenge the global inequalities. Since we live in the Croesus world, as the modern form of Croesus hate the suppression and repression of the freedom. However, it itself restricts the people to enjoy the freedom and the human right by getting supporting inequality. And also, it is also divided in unequal ways, the laws and regulations. That's all from my side. I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you, our respected teacher, and all of you for being cooperative.
So moving towards summary. Starting the essay with parable, Samuel Moyn associates the situation of Croesus' kingdom with present world, where inequality exists since the resources are distributed unequally among the countries and the people. In 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted with the goal of providing a list of basic entitlements that human deserves simply by virtue of being human. The list of rights in Universal Declaration was like a utopia in Croesus' world. Here, utopia refers to an imagined perfect society where everything is ideal, including laws, governance, and living conditions. Writer asserts that atrocities of war, torture, and cruelty are some of the major challenges to human rights. He also claims that when it comes to the value of distributive equality, any ceiling on welfare between rich and poor is as absent from Universal Declaration as well as from legal regimes and social movements that follow it as their guiding principle as it is from Croesus' mind. So, it is successful to some extent nationally but unsuccessful internationally. There are many articles Articles in Universal Declaration. And if every human were to receive all these rights, there would be no problem. But this is impractical. Also, if property were equally distributed to everyone today, tomorrow someone might need something and have to sell their property to someone else who would then buy it. Then still inequality exists. So the one who is in the position of giving is always superior to the one who is in the position of taking or receiving. That's why this world is running in the age of inequality. The writer also asks here whether we should continue to idealize the precious world as we continue to make our world more like it every day. In this essay, writer also talks about Second Bill of Rights issued by Franklin Roosevelt that included socio-economic protections in his State of Union. But most important, three facts about that call have been almost entirely missed. Now, Anamika will proceed from here.
Moyne critically examines the historical development of human rights. During the period of Cold War, the capitalist nation signed enthusiastically to welfareism, but it remains only in documents. After the World War, the welfareism has been limited to national concern. It has overseen a global importance. The gap between people after the decolonization could be another reason why the country adopted national welfarist ideas. Then, the writer says that there is another need of human right movement, because the people who are in authority always breach the law. Laws and rights are only confined on papers, but they are never enforced. Then he uses the example of Truth and Reality mentioned in Herodotus' histories, which was about the need for social and economical justice to be transferred from rich people to poor people. This is, everyone around the world are born free and they are equal in rights and freedom, but this isn't true in real life situation. Until and unless this social and political framework is in the place, human won't be able to get true freedom and rights. The government must make and enforce laws that make sure that everyone around the world have equal amount of money, and they are radical and massive movements are important for society. December 10 is celebrated as Human Rights Day each year. Besides celebrating the day, there are no measures forwarded for equal access of rights and freedom to all the human beings. Radical and massive movements, equal distribution of wealth, formulation of law and their proper implementation, relocation of means and resources are some of the solutions that the writer forwards. In the end, our shared fate is to live in a country like Croatia, where rich people enjoy happiness, luxury and freedom, where poor have to live in a misery, or let's say in illusion, where they have floating rights and freedom. The best solution among all the solutions is the equal distribution of wealth between people is a major solution, which seems almost unrealistic or inapplicable in our current situation.
Starting with the quote of Nelson Mandela. To deny the human right means to deny the human nation. Hello everyone, it's me Virendra, co-presenter of this team. Today I'm going to take you to the deep theme of this essay. That is, some major issues raised in this essay. So talking about the first theme, that is the mismatch between the egalitarian crisis and the human right remedy, right? So it means there is a gap between the ideal of achieving human right and the limitation of human right in our society, right? So the human rights are only limited in the document and the constitution. They are not properly functioning in our society, as we know. From the last many years, these things happen, right? And talking about the other things also, so there is some gap, there is a mismatch between the actual human right. So, and there is the human rights which are in our society, they just focus on the intermediate relief. They don't make any systematic change in our society. Just they give the intermediate relief to the citizen. They don't have any proper impact in our society, right? So this is the major theme that is raised in this essay. Now talking about the next theme, that is a wealth gap between the rich and poor, right? As we know, from the many years, our society is divided into two parts. There are the rich guys and poor, right? So the always rich people dominate over the poor people. Today I want to say some special fact to you guys. So that is the 80% of this oil of this whole world is with 20% of the people of this oil, and the 20% of oil is to the 80% of this oil people of the world, right? So this fact implies that most of the oil is with rich guys. So the rich guys always dominate over the poor people. And the next theme, which is raised in this issue, this essay, is about the evils of racism and favoritism, right? So first of all, what is the racism and what is the favoritism? So racism is one of the system of our society in which the people of the higher level always give priority to the people of their own races, and the favoritism means the giving priority to their own favorite people in the different organizations, different system of the society, right? So this type of evils totally harms our society. This type of evils totally hampers the human right. So here we talk about the human right. We say we get the human right in our society, but this type of evils totally disturb the human right of our society, right? So talking about the next thing, that is assertion of bare status inequality, right? So we say there is equality in our society. We have got fundamental rights, but the equality that present in our society is just the bare status equality. Means the equality is seen from the outside, but there is not equality actually inside. There is a hierarchy between the people, right? There is a level of different people in our different society, right? So this is the assertion of bare status equality, right? So the next thing which is raised in this essay is about the right as a tool, right? The people of the higher level are using the right as a tool just to make illusion, just to the gullible people of our society, just they create the mirage. So the people who are gullible in our society just think we have got rights, so just they become silent and they don't go against the government, any organization, any powerful people. So right, the powerful people and the government say we have the right to all of you guys. So the poor people and the vulnerable people also think that we have got rights, so we don't make any crowd. We shouldn't go against them. They think so, and they just poor rich people are using the right as a tool to just close the mouth of the gullible people and poor guys, right? So still there is inequality, but we say there is a fundamental right in our society. So this is another most important theme of this essay. I'm talking about the last theme of this essay, that is
well, I think all are much familiar with these problems and solutions. Anybody want to point out the solutions? Anyone? So before going to solutions, I want to point out some points which are very much important. So first of all, anything that is done in this world is first done in mind. Any invention, any documented craft, or everything, you must first think out. So revolution, the innovation, etc. are initiated from within, first of all. So everyone wants rights, but none of them are daring to fulfill their duties. First of all, what is the, I must make it clear that humanity is the moral ethics of human beings, isn't it? Do you agree? Yes. So what is the duty of human being? To be in that humanity, isn't it the duty? First of all, fundamental, I think. So are we all fulfilling our duties? I think not. Because in today's world, a person is not daring to share a glass of water who is sitting them. So how can we expect these kinds of human rights from people? So revolution is need from within. We just draft documents, we just draft laws. That is just formality, I think. If you just draft that and do not implement, what kind of effects we can observe in the world? In every place, we just see the people given responsibility, but none of them are responsible for that post or any kind of jobs they are given to. So we have to revolutionize ourselves. For example, your attitude is determined by the kind of vision you carry. if you wear a black spectacles, you will observe the world as black. And if you wear red spectacles, you will observe red. Isn't it? Isn't it interesting?
Yes.
So, you have to change your vision, first of all. And the solution can be being the responsible for whatever responsibility is given to you. At any level, at any place, you have to be fully responsible for that kind of responsibility. And I want to say that you can never create a great world. You can only create, and you can only be a great human being. You can create yourself. So where there is great human being, there is a great society. And where there is great society, there is great nation. Similarly, where there is great nation, there is a great world. So the must thing we have to done is revolutionize yourself. You have to start from yourself within. The consciousness is must. So I would like to say that be a grand human being, because you can create a great world, and it's my wish and blessings, the best things to happen to you. Thank you. So there are questions which are very important for examination too. First of all, is another human rights movement? What are the facts that have been missed in Roosevelt's call for a second Bill of Rights? Anyone want to answer? There are helplines you can try. No? So, the facts that have been missed in the Roosevelt's call for a second Bill of Rights are focused on USA. It only focused on America, but never addressed the issue, the inequality in, internationally or throughout the world, wealth gaps. So it wanted a basic structure of living standard, but never aimed to remove the gap or decline the gap between the rich and poor. There were no clear plans. They were only drafted but never implemented. So future problems, he never prepared for challenges that has occurred and created inequality among people in future. So global economy is also one of major issues that he left. So it created much inequality in level of economic levels. So next question, is another human movement necessary? Anybody? Why?
Very dangerous.
If I have to answer this question, I was a very active agent of audience among that presentation this morning. In fact, Gaurav Bhandari, he explained everything in detail. As you have given lots of helplines in your slide, right? It makes it clear that we have urgent need of all the human rights, because previous efforts, whether the effort through UDHR or effort through Second Bill of Rights or any other global efforts, all those efforts have been not enough to introduce changes or to minimize global inequalities, right? Therefore, another human rights movement is the need of the hour. It should be called to action. As your first helpline for all of us makes it clear that whatever the number of human rights are there, or whatever the human rights movements have been done till today, they have failed in one field, that is there is no addressing of inequalities. Moreover, economic inequalities is there, right? And one point, I don't know who said, BVS said that 80% of resources are with 20% of people, right? And 20% resources are with 80%. What a logic this is, right? I'm so happy with this. Therefore, another, in order to minimize the gap between rich and poor, or let's say for the redistribution of wealth or resources, we need other human rights. This much I know. You continue.
So, equality only is not, I think, necessary for the solution. Equity should be there because, for example, there. Let's suppose animals as a human being. There are two animals, monkey and fish. If you give equal